I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we are back. After last week off, your Chamber Picks is back. I know since we are now probably the #1 show on social media, everybody's week last week was just terrible. You know, when your show's not on, you're just not happy. So thank you. You're welcome. We are back. So anyway.
Go ahead and tape us this week, and if we're off again,
then you can replay us, yeah.
Are there people in therapy for us not being on? I mean, is it really
Probably
bad?
so.
Oh, I've heard so.
Yeah,
Think so.
I'm sure.
100%.
Deep depression.
Well, we are at the Chamber of Commerce Center downtown for Chamber Picks. Thank you, Chamber of Commerce, and we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by LMG Productions. Thank you, our LMG crew over here. We appreciate it.
There you go. Righto.
If you miss us tonight, obviously you don't know you miss us, you can't hear this, but tune in to 104.9 and 102.3 to hear us on Friday prior to the game. Awesome. So anyway, you got plenty of opportunities, and like I said, if we are your favorite show and you want to watch us 4 or 5 times, there's your avenue. So.
If we're not, you're wrong.
Yeah. All right, our October business of the month here at the Chamber is John Deere Tellus equipment out on Highway 90 East. There for all your tractor and lawnmower and green needs.
yeah, nothing runs.
No.
like a
So,
deer.
please see John Deere, and thank you for being a Chamber member. They also provided a pregame meal for the Coyotes. It's been 3 or 4 weeks ago, but they are a proud community partner. Anyways, thank you, Tellus. We are brought to you in conjunction with the Leader News. I'm sure you know this by now, but you can play at home with us. It's your Leader News picks. They are in Sunday's paper. Have them in by Thursday to Mr. Voles, and you can see how you fare against us, which will be quite well, I promise, and have a chance to win some money from the Leader News. So please stop by the Leader News. We still have some football posters here, I think. Our Leader News football posters. I don't think we have one with us tonight, but please stop by the Chamber office.
They're so popular, they're
and get your Leader News football poster. While you're here on Friday morning, you can get your Spirit ribbon. There will be 200 available down here. First come, first serve. Is that what we did last time, or is it
Here
just
we go.
200 available here at 9 o'clock? First come, first serve. The rest will be first come, first serve at the Honey Bowl. I failed to mention, I should have, that we are brought to you by First State Bank, and we appreciate them and supporting this show. And we have a special guest with us tonight, Miss Mila Sykes, here, I guess, interviewing us as you come to Uvalde. You want to explain a little bit about yourself and why you're here in Uvalde?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So, like you said, my name is Mila Sykes. I'm from a small town outside of Beaumont. It's called Sour Lake. I went to A&M for undergrad, and
Whoop.
now I'm at A&M for medical school.
Whoop.
So I am a third-year medical student at A&M, and that's what brought me to Uvalde. I'm here rotating through y'all's various clinics and hospital. So A&M, back in the School of Medicine, back in 2019, they partnered with a community to try to start what we call the Rural Health Initiative, to try to bring more awareness of medical students to see what it's like to live and practice in a rural town. And so that was back in 2019, started with just one community, and since then we've expanded to now we have 17 communities, and we're working with 15 more. And so it's a really big project we have going now, and so that's why I was able to come to Uvalde. I'm the second student to come here, and so far it's been great. Y'all have all been super welcoming, and the healthcare y'all have going here is very inspiring. I've been at the community health development as well as the hospital, getting to see things. So So yeah, it's a project I think I'm very passionate about. Texas is one of the states, if not the state, that has the most gaps in healthcare, which just means like communities that don't have doctors or have to travel really far to get to doctors. And so I think the movement the school has done is really important to try to inspire medical students to go out into communities like this and practice there where there is need. So yeah, so that all being said, football is far from my expertise, but I have prepared and I am excited and ready.
It won't take a lot to keep up with us, I promise you.
Well, I know that Chance is happy you're here. He's got a fellow A&M person
you bet.
on the table, and he's had a rough couple weeks and stuff with some of his kids.
You had a rough week last week, brother. 9-3, Mr.
Oh, you were not actually. Yeah, you were 9-3 last
betcha.
week. Yeah,
Let's
2 weeks
go.
ago. I was 8-4. I wasn't far behind you, but you came off this night. So
You ain't first or last.
yeah, I guess we'll do that real quick before we get started here. Let's see. We did have. Yeah, Chance was our winner of week 5. And so,
That's lucky.
and then right now, everybody's really grouped together. There's like 5 games that separate first from last. So
We're running out of weeks, though.
What?
We're running out of weeks. If you're
Yeah.
gonna make a comeback, you better start swinging for the
Definitely.
fences.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We're definitely running out of weeks.
All right. Well, let's see. Of course, we are at home at the Honey Bowl here for our first district ball game. If you cannot make it to the kickoff for district up at the Honey Bowl, you can catch the Coyotes live on the UCISD official live broadcast partner, UvaldeRadio.net. I don't know if Pop has a guest commentary color guide this week or not, but
Yeah, it's me.
Nano. Okay.
Second edition.
I got invited back.
Hey, you must be really good.
Second interview.
Hey, look.
Man, you got
It's
called for a
big
reason.
champion on for you.
I'm going to remember my little Walkman so I can listen to the game. And
Well,
listen.
I heard there's a good delay, so.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, so, something happens on the field, and then 30 or 45 seconds later, you'll hear me say something about it.
That's awesome.
That's a live look into what like Saturdays at my house.
If it's something bad, we can turn around and yell, no, shut up, don't say anything, don't say anything.
I'll just start making stuff up, something bad happens.
Well, anyway, if you can't be there, please catch the Coyote game live with the 45-second delay on UvaldeRadio.net.
Safety delay.
Yeah, they put that in when I did it.
Also, after this, you can catch Keys to the Game, brought to you by Uvalde Chevrolet. It's a sit-down with Coach Miller where you can kind of catch up on last week's game and get his thoughts on this week's coming game. And so if you've had a chance to do that, please sit down and listen to Coach Miller. We got about a 10-minute segment this week, some pretty good insights, so please do that. I think that's basically all. Oh, last but not least, we do have a trivia question tonight. First, I'll show off our poster here. Friday and Saturday night is the Junior College Rodeo out at the Fairplex.
Fairplex.
Give it up for the Fairplex.
Fairplex. And the chamber is involved. The chamber will be out there serving cold beverages, and so cold adult beverages. So please, if you're looking for something to do, please come on out to the Fairplex.
Fairplex.
All right.
Yeah,
I was going to try to get in on the mutton busted, but I outweighed it. Then we're going to tie three or four together. Yeah, that's really not that funny. Made me laugh.
The winner of the trivia question tonight can come by the chamber office and collect 2 free tickets to the rodeo. And so our trivia question tonight is, Uvalde has not won an opening district game since 2019. If you can tell me who the opponent was in 2019 and maybe the score also. That was the last opening district game win we had at the Honey Bowl. So that is our trivia question tonight. We haven't won an opening district game at home since 2019. Who was the team? And you can give me the score too.
Paige Eloy.
How much
So-
research did you, Viola?
Not that much.
Not that much.
Not
Well,
enough for that.
I think there's probably a couple people on here that know the answer to that game. So it's really it was a big game here. I think you can. I think we'll have a winner. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Y'all want to?
What, we going to sing first?
Oh, yes, we're gonna sing. All right, I forgot. We did.
Come on now,
Thank
let's
you.
go.
You
Cheers,
just need
cheers.
to. You just need to stop us in the middle and
Well,
say.
that's what I just did.
at the first. We're supposed to sing at the first. So,
No, I mean,
yes.
I like to,
We're good now.
it gives you a chance to loosen up your voice and you'll be ready to sing. All right. Cheers, cheers for Uvalde High. Send all those praises up to the sky. Send that football down the field. Don't let a greyhound interfere. We never stagger, we never fall. We always get there with that football. All you kids from UHS, we're all out to win this game.
Let's go, yo!
All right, that's a great kickoff leading into our games this week. We'll start with our pro slate first. Mr. Edwards, we'll go down to you for the Cowboys and the 49ers. I think Dallas is 3-1, San Francisco's 4-0. San Francisco's a slight 2-point favorite at home, I think.
You know, I outsmarted myself a couple weeks ago, and I had I took Dak Prescott off the bench and put him in for Jalen Hurts when they played Arizona. It didn't turn out to be a real good move for me.
That's because Fitzgerald wasn't playing.
So I think Dak owes me one. I'm gonna pick Dallas.
I think so too. This is going to be fantastic if it's towards playoff time because these two teams playing in the playoffs. I mean, that's what we grew up watching. Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Deion Sanders, the whole list. So, but I don't think that's this time right now. So let's go Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cowboys also, obviously. Thank him for our defense. They did exactly what I thought was going to happen against Arizona, what I was afraid of. So, it's going to be a good game, though. But give me the Cowboys.
This could be a rematch, a pre-match to the game in the playoffs. You've got. I know Philly's going to figure in there somewhere. But they may be playing again in the playoffs. I'm going to go San Francisco on this first one. I'd like to see Dallas win, but I think San Francisco's going to pull off the win.
Wow. Great choice.
Is this one you had circled yet?
No, I've got it circled. Yeah.
Okay.
At night on San Francisco, I mean, what is Brock? Brock is the leading quarterback of the NFL, but he has just over 1,000 yards. He only throws for 225, 250, right? No,
Something like that,
Like
yeah.
a game, and he has no interceptions. So I mean, he's a manager. When you got a running back like he has, it's a manager. I think we can shut him down. I mean, I hope we can shut him down. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think Dallas has more motivation to play well in this game than San Francisco does. 49ers have beat us a few times in a row, including the playoffs, so I think it's going to flip for this game. So, Cowboys.
I'm going with the Cowboys.
Yes.
It's a whole new year, right?
Good. I'm doing the Cowboys as well. My boyfriend would be very disappointed if I said anyone else.
And he's watching, right?
Yeah,
like
he's
him.
watching.
You don't even know him, but I like him.
Very smart man.
Give him a shout
Do we
out.
just have one Niners?
Just me, and that's
All right.
just one, and this is a pick'em game, really. Man, I'll take my chances there.
He's trying to watch. He's been watching me and
Miley, do you have any shout
Me and
outs?
Joe Tom.
You got a few people watching tonight.
Yeah, I do. My parents and my boyfriend are all watching, so shout out to them.
hey, welcome to Uvalde.
Yes.
Well, they can join the crew. That's generally our only audience. Is some of our
Yeah,
Thank you for watching.
Dad, Meemaw.
We could literally say it's a family show.
My wife watched once.
My wife won't.
That was
So
plenty.
I love it.
My wife's like, you're on a show.
Well, we flip things from game to game. So the next game we'll start down there with you, Mila. We've got Tennessee at Indianapolis. Both of these teams are, what are they? I've got my notes somewhere.
I think they're both 2 and 2.
They're both 2 and
Yeah.
2.
Yes,
They're
sir.
both 2 and 2. Tennessee on the road is a 2-point favorite.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Indianapolis. Based on what I was looking at, it seems like it's going to be really close. And I know Tennessee has an Aggie, so it hurts. But
Hey.
I'm going to say Indianapolis.
I'm going with Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going with the Titans. They got a better defense, so I think that'll travel.
Yeah, not a real exciting game for anything. I mean, really and truly. I mean,
This is a who cares.
Yeah,
Who
that's
cares?
exactly. We appreciate everything James does, but that's not a real exciting one. But yeah, give me the Titans.
Well, you know, when I was looking at this, the first thing I saw was Tennessee they're 0-2 on the road. I thought, maybe that's the difference. But then I saw that Indianapolis was 0-2 at home. So something's got to give here.
Now we know why it's so exciting. My bad, James.
This rookie quarterback looked pretty good for Indy last week, and so I'm going to go Indy. He's an Aggie too. You've got an A&M quarterback on the other side with Tennessee, but I think Richardson's found something.
Rookie quarterbacks and antique chairs. You can't trust any of them. When you're a big man, you don't sit in antique chairs. You don't mess with a rookie quarterback. That's just what I've heard.
Makes
So
perfect
yeah,
sense.
give me
Never-
Indianapolis. I don't know if that
Never
came
would
up
have
or
done
not.
that.
Yeah, originally I had picked the Titans, but I don't know what made me decide to change my mind. I think Taylor might be back.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is going to play
My
or not. Hopefully he
resources say
does.
he's back.
Oh.
too.
Sorry. Thank you for that. Honestly, I won't be surprised if this game ends in a tie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Colts.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry are the only 10s I see. So let's go with
Well
Tennessee.
done, sir. Well done.
Yeah. All my exes live in Texas. That's why I hang my hat.
In Tennessee.
In Tennessee.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Well, if that one was a barn burner, our next one is really a barn burner. We got the New York Jets, the 1-2 New York Jets at the, or are they 1-3 New York Jets at the 1-3 Denver Broncos? Denver is a 1.5-point favorite here.
Yeah.
Mr. Edwards?
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, Denver.
No, yeah. No, both are just, I mean, this is a toilet bowl. So, but you got to think that Russell Wilson's going to figure it out sometime, right? So let's go Ponies.
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos here also. The Jets D will probably make it interesting, but yeah, I feel for you Jets fans. Broncos.
Their quarterback looked good some in the second half. You know, they really had a chance to win that last week, and kind of got. There were some bad calls late in that game with Kansas City, but you're talking about not being able to trust a quarterback. I just, you know, sometimes what's his last name? Zach?
Wilson.
Wilson.
Uh-huh.
No, not for
Wakahooney.
No, for the Jets quarterback.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. That is okay.
Wilson,
Zach
Wilson.
Wilson. Okay. I mean, you know, some weeks he can't hit. It doesn't seem like he can hit the right side of a barn. So give me Denver.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he looked good. He looked good at the second half, but I mean, he's
What does hit the right side of a barn mean? He only throws to the left? I thought it was broadside.
right side of the barn. He can't hit the right side of it. So.
Potato, tomato. Let's go.
I bet people call in on this.
He hadn't proven to be a good quarterback in the NFL. Let's just put it that way.
That is the truth.
Let's put it that way.
That is the truth.
Who are you taking?
I'm going to take Denver.
All right. I am going to take the Jets. I think Denver, I mean, like, they're in bad shape. I mean, their coaching situation, and the town's mad at them. Everybody seems to be, I don't know, it just seems to be a show going on over there. I almost said it, sorry. Yeah, I'll just take the Jets.
Yeah, no, I think that Peyton might get run out of town on a rail if they don't win this game, and that factored in why I picked Denver
I can
too.
see that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad.
Well, last week it was, you know, the New York media was dogging Zach Wilson. Right?
Zach Wilson. Yeah. For some reason, yeah, Zach Wilson.
Nobody knows
That's why I was kind of.
Thank you very much.
But you know, if they weren't talking about Taylor Swift, they were talking about how bad
Oh yeah.
Zach
Oh,
Wilson was.
my gosh.
But like Jay was saying, in the second half, he looked amazing. So
Yeah,
I think he's got the hot hand, and the Jets will win.
Yeah, I'm picking the Jets too.
Yeah, me as well. I'm saying the Jets.
Oh, wow.
Got a New York
It's going to be a close. That'll be a close game.
New York
Yeah.
state of mind down there on that
You know,
interstate.
we were-
I love New York.
We were on a plane flying back, and before you knew it, it was, what was it, 18-0, or it was
Yeah,
bad. I mean,
it was
and
something
so
like
the Southwest flight headed to watch. I was like, man, I'm not watching this. And then I happened to look over somebody in front of me, and all of a sudden it was 21-21, and he came alive. So I don't think Jets are a bad pick there, but. Anyway, all right. Our last pro game is Kansas City at 3-1, traveling to Minnesota at 1-3. Kansas City is a 4-point favorite. Milo, we'll start down there.
Well, with the exception of A&M, this is the most exciting game because of Taylor Swift. So, of course,
Should put them on the
Travis
map.
Kelce on the map. I have to say Kansas City.
Nobody heard Kansas City.
Well, normally I would pick Kansas City because of Patrick, but I'm going with the Vikings.
Holy cow!
I just decided to do that this time.
Got a reaction over
Wow!
I don't know why.
I can't do that. I'd like to follow suit, but I'm going to take Kansas City.
Yeah, I've got Kirk Cousins in our league here. He's actually put up points every week. He's been pretty decent. Kansas City has not really put up a lot of points this year. I mean, it's not like they're just drumming anybody, have they? I mean, it's all been. I don't know. It just seems like they don't have a lot of receiving.
Yeah,
I mean, especially if Kelsey's out with Taylor the night before, and then thank God she has them on the map now. And,
Yes,
but
yes.
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stick to the chamber picks. Give me Minnesota.
Ooh,
Well, I don't think we should pick the winner here. We should come up with an over and under of how many times they can cut to Taylor Swift during this game and talk about
48.
Oh
drinking
my God.
Yeah,
we'd all be done.
exactly.
Every time she shows up on the TV, just take a
Why
shot.
would I do that?
So,
Yeah. And then visit Mila in the hospital.
Smashed. I was watching the Chiefs game.
yeah, Minnesota, they're rightful the upset here, but give me Kansas City on the road.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Also, Chiefs and Swifties will win this one. Sorry, I've never been a fan. I'm just like, I mean, is it really necessary to cut to her every time? I mean, it's not even Kelsey doing anything. They're just defense gets an interception. Like, oh, there's Taylor Swift going crazy. So, anyway, there's my rant. Chiefs and Swifties.
Well, I was told that Kansas City has a blank space, and they were going to write Minnesota's name.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
They're awful shiny. People throw things that are shiny.
And like, have you seen all the memes? And Taylor's like, "Oh yay, Travis, you scored a home run."
I haven't seen that one, no.
So yeah, Kansas City Swifties.
I heard they have some pretty little women there in Kansas City. I'm going to give me one, Kansas City. I'm going to go to Kansas City.
You two been waiting on this game all week because you saw this and you've been writing down the notes.
Kansas City, here I come.
It's been a week, brother.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
All right, that will wrap up the pro games we have this week. We'll get to the college games. We have 5 college games this week. We have 4 in our. James is back with our obscure pick. I'm glad we've got that one back here. So first one, Willie, we'll start down there. We got Syracuse traveling to North Carolina. North Carolina's an 8-point favorite at home.
Yeah, my son and his wife are getting all set up there in North Carolina. I'm going to go with those Tar Heels and Mac Brown.
Yeah, me and Sally, we're gonna have to go with the Tar Heels again.
Make that 3 for the Star Heels.
Yeah, I think they're on a collision course with Florida State. See who's maybe undefeated and who might come out of the ACC as a playoff contender. So yeah,
Don't forget about Miami.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I'll take Tar Heels.
Yep, North Carolina, sneaky undefeated team. So they're at home. I'll take the Tar Heels.
Yep. North Carolina at home.
Yeah, me as well. North Carolina.
All right, well, we'll stay down there. The next one's a little tough. We've got Averett playing Randolph-Macon. Averett is 3-1. Macon is 4-0. They are ranked 10th in Division III. So let's see, Everett's the Cougars and Randolph-Macon's the Yellow Jackets. So
Ooh.
Yeah, Google didn't have much about them, but I'm going with the Randolph-Macon. I think last year, how did I say?
Macon.
Macon, them.
Yeah.
So it looked like last year they had won 55-7. So that's what they used.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's at Randolph-Macon. It's also family game and Hall of Fame game. I mean, they're going to be up for this. That's even more exciting than homecoming. So I'm going with Randolph-Macon.
Yep, y'all saw the same website I did. 'Cause I saw the 55-7, and then I saw it was like, whatever weekend. So, Randolph-Macon,
Yeah.
So
Give
is
me
that
the-
Georgia? Is that
Virginia.
Virginia?
Let's see, Ashland, Virginia.
Ashland.
All right.
Yeah, give me the Yellow Jackets, Randolph.
yeah, they've averaged almost 58 points a game. So give me Randolph.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Yellow Jackets. Also, they're at home. They're undefeated. I don't know anything else. So
So when I read this, I read Ariat versus Randolph-Macon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon.
And I like them because if they were the Randolph-Macon Bacon, that'd be
they
the
totally missed an
most
opportunity.
awesome.
Yeah.
They
Right.
sure did.
We
So
need to write them.
give
Could
me
they
the
just change their
Randolph-Macon
name?
Bacon.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to take the Randolph-Macon Bacon.
T-shirts. Get your
Yeah,
T-shirts.
that is a
bacon,
t-shirt.
bacon.
Randolph-Macon Bacon.
All right, well, we'll stay down there. We have let's see, Notre Dame is 5-1, going to Louisville, which is, you're talking about a sneaky 5-0. Notre Dame is as a 6.5 point favorite. So, Mr. Edwards.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to go with Notre Dame. I will go with Notre Dame here. Yeah.
Same here. There's hunchbacks for sure. I think Louisville hadn't played really anybody.
And they're too busy making bets.
Yeah, and it's at home, and that's really not. Louisville doesn't excite me in the slightest. So let's
getting
go
ready
with
for that horse race.
let's go with the Rudies.
Rudy. Yeah, give me the Fighting Irish also.
Yeah, give me Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame, had their hands full with Duke the other night. Up until the very end. And I thought, I don't know if you watched after the game, the quarterback stayed and waited for the other kid to get out of the medical tent.
That was a good bull, man.
I thought that was pretty cool. I wish we'd have them 1 week. Duke's one of those sneaky good teams. Elko's got one.
Elko.
But anyway, going back to this, I just think Notre Dame is probably the powerhouse here. I'll take Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame wins as long as they don't try to play goal line defense with 10 guys.
Might be a good idea.
That's always
Three times in a row.
Yeah.
Or 2 times at least.
Yeah, that doesn't work usually. So if they can shore that up, they'll be fine.
Get Rudy out of the locker room.
Okay, well, I was going to go with Louisville just for the fun of it, but I think I won't now. I've heard everybody talk. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Me as well, Notre Dame. My research, it showed me Sam Hartman, and he seems like a good enough reason to.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, it'll probably be, knowing Notre Dame games, it'll be an ugly game. They've had 2 ugly games in a row. And so, yeah, the Golden Domers. So we'll stay down there. The next game we've got in Dallas. We've got Texas at Oklahoma. I've got 5-0 Texas, 5-0 Oklahoma. Texas is a 6.5 point favorite.
Wow.
Mila.
Yeah, it pains me, and don't be upset, Chance, but I'm going to say Texas. My goal is to beat y'all's record for guest pickers, so I have to say Texas because I think they got it.
There you go.
This game is such a hype every year and has been forever and ever, hasn't it? Playing at the Cotton Bowl. Anyway, Texas.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm going to take the Horns.
Yeah, I wish they both could lose. But they can't. I would really like to go to this game because I would never walk inside. I would just eat corn dogs and hang out with Big Tex and eat some fried butter. And,
Fried butter.
absolutely.
Fried Oreo.
And tell every person that walked by me that burnt orange looks horrible on you. But other than that, no. It pains me, same way, but I'll take Texas.
Hey, what's the new fried food this year? You know they do a new one every
do.
time. Like
I don't know. I've never heard. Well, yeah, Oklahoma, they're maybe not quite in the class of Louisville and stuff, but yeah, they've got a.
High five.
oh, hi.
Pizza food sponsor
Just
for Chamber Pick, Luigi's
perfect.
Restaurant.
Perfect.
Thank you, Luigi's. If you have not stopped by Luigi's and enjoyed pizza or many of their Italian
Don't surprise
menu items, please do so. You will get some home service and some great food. So
Their
please go
food
see
is
Luigi's.
Thank you,
their
Luigi's.
food is great,
Oh, you bet.
It
It
is.
is, yes, it is.
and they love
well,
being in the community.
Oklahoma really hadn't played anybody. The people that they have played, I think their combined records are right about 500. And Texas they've got 3 teams on their schedule that are undefeated except their loss against Texas. So, but I know in this game it can go any way. I've seen Texas beat Oklahoma where they had no business beating them. So. If it was played on paper, give me the horns, but this rivalry, give me the horns anyway.
That's cheap.
Man.
And I thought for 1 second.
I know, I was waiting. I thought, wow, I'll tell you, let's see.
That was a
had me.
waste of
You had me.
airtime there, man.
Pablo, if I can interrupt you real
Yes, sir.
quick.
Go ahead,
Breaking
sir.
news.
Yes.
The new fried food this year for the state fair is a Southern fried cornbread sausage bomb.
Let's
Oh
go.
my
Let's
So
go.
it's cornbread, smoked sausage, and pimento cheese rolled into it.
Oh, wow.
Again, I would sit outside and eat and never walk into that game.
Man, my arteries are
give me two.
hardening just hearing it. Out.
Dynamite drop in.
My blood pressure just went up hearing it.
Wow. Thank
clogged
you,
an
Joe
artery there.
Tom.
Thank you.
I knew there'd be a way to find out.
Worth a road trip there. Yeah, they're both 5-0. I don't think it'll be as bad as it was last year for Oklahoma, but I'm going to go with the Longhorns on this one also.
Are you kidding? You got one of the finest chefs in town here. That might be on Joe Tom's little
Might be a new
make
one
list
tomorrow.
there.
Yeah.
There you
Or
go.
tonight, late tonight.
There you go. So that's the best kept secret in Texas is if you were to go to that game, the best time to be at the fair is when the game's going on. And that's the honest to God's truth.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's nobody there, and then you get to see a bunch of sad Longhorns leaving early. And you're going to see it again today.
you can win a turtle.
I think, to be quite honest with you, I think if Oklahoma starts fast, Texas has a problem because they don't show up to the fourth quarter. They were getting boat raced by Kansas or whoever it was last week. And then they show up. I mean, you were sweating it. What was that one game? A couple weeks ago.
Wait. Let's talk about Wyoming real quick. Wyoming, you know who Wyoming?
Wyoming, there you
beat
go.
Last week.
Yeah, what was that? Double overtime?
They beat App
Wyoming?
State last week. So
Bringing up that.
Yeah. Well,
which is a very tough team.
A&M couldn't do
That's the
that
fact.
last
It
year,
went past
but
pass.
they could this
Not
year.
just pass,
And
like
Oklahoma's going to beat Texas this year. So give me Boomer Sooner. And hold on, real quick, I got to give a shout out to Jenny Courts, Mark Whaley, and Daniel, the ABC crew that's been here. They're all from Oklahoma. So I'm doing that for y'all. So let's go Sooners.
He is not.
I am too. They know me.
That's strictly an Aggie pick, man. He
Strictly an
pick against UT if they were
Just
playing
because of them, right, Chance?
the Putin folks. Give me UT. We'll find out if they're for real or not this week. So.
I hit it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Swing
Chance,
for
you're
the
gonna have to
fences,
keep
man.
it down a little bit. Your analysis
You
of the game. That
swung.
pizza's really smelling good, and you get mad at us when
Well,
we get in
go for
that
it.
pizza
Go get
early.
you one. Hey, Mila gets a whole one by herself. She wants it.
You haven't hit a home run yet. It's still in the air.
Hey,
it could
remember
well
what we
go
were
foul.
talking? We're volume shooters.
It could be a foul ball.
We're volume shooters. We
All
shoot
right,
often.
we'll
to make-
wrap up the high school game. I mean the college games here before we get to high school. Mr. Edwards will stay down there with you. Alabama at A&M.
Man, since I'm sitting next to Chance, I'm going to go with those Aggies. Gig 'em. Some goes the promise bowl.
Yep. Gig 'em. Ooh, shocker! I didn't say anything. So hey, how you doing?
That's it.
That's it.
That was short and sweet, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Aggies are going to win this one. I don't know. Just got a feeling, man. Go Aggies.
What's the over and under?
It's Alabama's favored by 2, but it's at Kyle Field.
But
So.
not the point spread. What's the over and the
Oh, I don't know that.
I didn't look either.
Because I think if it's a low scoring game, I think Alabama's got the defense to hold it in there. But I don't think they've got the offense to play with A&M if it gets to be a high scoring game. So my son's coming into town to do a couple things and watch his brother play, but he's getting up early Saturday morning going back to College Station. I hope he sees a win. So yeah, give me A&M.
Yeah, I had text Chance the other day when the Aggie quarterback got hurt, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? It seems like every year or every other year we lose a starting quarterback.
The last 3 at least.
Yeah, I mean, and so I was like, I just can't believe this. But anyway, Max Johnson. I mean, I think he beat us when he was at LSU, and then he came over and played with his brother. I think that's a pretty cool story. Alabama's not what Alabama usually is. They've struggled with us the last 2 years. They did everything they had to last year to beat us in the very last. So, and it was a close game. Giga Max.
Those are all solid reasons there. But I'm not going to switch my pick. I'm going to stick with Alabama. I think they've, Saban's found, what makes their offense work this year with Milroe. So,
They did look better this week.
South Florida game was like quarterback tryouts in the middle of the season, and they just looked terrible. But I think now they've kind of figured out what works, and Bill O'Brien will figure out how to attack the A&M defense. So
I forgot he was there, Bill O'Brien. I don't like it.
Hey,
You're not the only one.
Well, Alabama's rated 11 in the top 25, and A&M isn't rated at all. So, are in the top 25.
Like 26 and a half.
And,
Got them right where we want them, baby.
yeah, right. Exactly. I'm going to go with Alabama on this one too.
Yeah, boo. I'm going A&M, of course, easy choice. I think last time we beat them in Kyle Field was with our backup quarterback as well, so it'll happen again.
There you
Yep.
go.
Love that.
Nice.
And that backup quarterback's daddy wasn't a Super Bowl winning quarterback, so it's good stuff.
All right, well, that will do it with our college games. We've got a shorter slate tonight. We have 3 high school games. We will stay down there with you, Mila. We've got a close game, and you drove through Hondo on the way out here, I'm sure. And we've got Hondo. They're going down to Jourdanton. Hondo is 5-0. Jourdanton's 5-0. This is a district game. This will probably decide the district winner of that district. Jourdanton's a favorite according to Dave Campbell's. What do you got?
I'm going to do Jourdanton. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah. It looks
Close
like
enough.
Sounds good to me.
good. Yeah, I'm going to go with them.
I'm going with Hondo.
ooh, all right. I'm going to take Jourdanton.
That it?
That's it.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. No, I think Jourdanton's got a good ball. Jay and I were talking before the deal. Totally underestimated Hondo. I got to give them credit. They've had a really good year. When they played us, I wasn't impressed, but they were probably faking it or something like that. But anyway, yeah, Jourdanton's a good ball club, well coached. Give me Jourdanton.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I'm probably, Hondo's going to bite me again doing this, but yeah, we've been down to Jourdanton a couple times during the summer and stuff, and they've got some athletes down there. Give me Jourdanton in this game.
Yeah, it should be exciting. I don't know if it'll be exciting. Jourdanton's just been like walloping their opponents, man. That's why I'm gonna go with them. Give me the Native Americans.
Okay.
Indigenous Day coming up.
Very good, Pablo. Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards.
I'm glad. I
Thank you.
must have taught you
I
something.
didn't fall
history
asleep in
class.
history class, sir. I was awake.
Very good. I'm proud of you, sir.
Y'all know my affinity for Hondo playing at home, but they're not playing at home. So let's go with Jourdanton.
Yes, I'm going to stay with the Jourdanton on the Jourdanton bandwagon. Give me Jourdanton at home. Took a left Jourdanton, you'll be in Pleasanton before you know it.
We've got a
Before
lot
you
of
know it.
home run opportunities in here. Isn't that a home run? Possible home run?
Yep, she's the only home.
Yeah, we've got a couple
that should
tonight,
tell you
which is
something.
good. As close
That
as we
should tell you
are,
something.
it's good.
Who
It may
know?
cause some movement, whatever. So, all right, we'll stay down there for our next game. Once again, we've got Pearsall at Carrizo. Pearsall's 4-2. Carrizo is 2-4. Pearsall is a definite favorite in this game. Mr. Edwards?
I'm gonna go with Pearsall for my friend Kyle Wilson, who just lost his wife, who was also a good friend of mine. So, Pearsall.
Hey, follow.
Man, gee.
Well, come on.
How do you do comedy after that?
Exactly.
Well, you Sonny Garcia'd me a couple of times.
Yeah, but that was uplifting
uplifting
positive. So my sweet aunt just had a birthday on the 3rd, Tane McGehee, and her husband played football for Pearsall Mavericks, and
Before he
also
went to play for those TCU Hornets.
the Horny Toads. Yep,
Made
and
the cover of Sports Illustrated.
and there's also the greatest country music singer in the history of the world, George Strait, is from
There you
Pearsall.
go.
So let's go with the Mavericks.
It's true.
Didn't know David Allen Coe was
I didn't know Ray Stevens was from there.
Dang me. Oh, Roger Miller, that's who it is.
Give me the Mavericks. Pearsall.
After all that, give me the Mavericks.
Yeah, I go.
Yeah.
Can't top that, man. Went up,
it's kind of
down,
hard,
and then up.
hard to follow that. Yeah, so give me Pearsall.
Yeah, I'll take the Madden Peanuts, Pearsall.
Yeah, the giant peanuts, Pearsall.
I'm gonna go with Pearsall also.
Yeah, me as well, Pearsall.
Okay.
All right. Two things before we get to our game of the week. One thing, I kind of get something in my ear about hearing about fantasy, and it's coming from the person I think that's in first place.
Yeah, of course it is. 100%.
I want a rematch.
Yeah, he keeps saying, MJ's like, mention fantasy, mention fantasy.
I want a rematch.
Needless to say, MJ's in first place.
Yeah, MJ.
Good job,
man.
MJ.
4-0, baby.
So I want a list of everybody.
an asterisk
Y'all
next
got those stage names. I want your real name so I can know who I'm playing.
Well, the other thing we've got is the trivia question. Do we have anybody chime in this week? Not a soul.
That's a tough question.
That's a trick question. Let's save the answer till after our game of the week. We'll give one hint there. The game was won in overtime with a kick.
Ooh.
Final score was 24-21. Who was the opponent? The question was, who was the last home district opener opponent that Uvalde beat? It was in 2019 was the last game. They won the first district game at home. It's in 2019.
The kick heard round the world.
Yeah, they won it by a field
Or at least
goal
around the
in
honey boat.
overtime,
Hey,
24-21.
It was a big deal.
The opponent.
It was a big deal.
They may or may not have been
Sorry, I'm
carried
not
off
much help because there wasn't a team I was on. We won a home district opener.
All right, Milo. Well, you've gotten to visit our fine city here. We'll give you the game of the week. Game of the week at the Honey Bowl at 7 o'clock. We've got the Bernie Greyhounds visiting Uvalde Coyotes. Bernie is 4-1. Uvalde's 2-3. Bernie's a state-ranked team, so I'll throw it to you.
Okay, well, Uvalde, of course. I don't care what the statistics say. I am doing the coin toss, so I'm good luck, and we will win.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna go with Milo, of course. I mean, Uvalde, go Coyotes.
Yeah, go Coyotes. We got nothing to do except go out there and let it all hang out.
Yeah, talking about the trivia question, talking about other things that happen. Great things happen in the Honey Bowl. This can happen. I mean, they're coming in. They got a young quarterback playing us. Again, this is just one of those games. You just got to. This is big boy time. This is when if you're gonna do it, it sets up for all the ripple effects. Help us out coming down the road. So this is when we need to go in there and play ball. The guys have played very well. They're playing, giving it their all. The other night in Divine, I said earlier, I literally got up, went to get something to eat, came back, and we were back in the ball game. I mean, we were first half we were behind, and I was like, this is terrible. And then all of a sudden we're back in the ball game. So, they've got it. They got the resolve in them to play well. So, I'm always for them. Go Coyotes.
Well, we do have a trivia winner now.
Oh, wow, good.
Mr. Mike Castillo.
Oh, cool.
The answer was Alamo Heights.
Oh, wow. That's
you know,
cool.
and that
Go,
was
Mike.
much like Friday night is. Nobody expected Uvalde to beat Alamo Heights that night. And
Way to go, Mike!
He vanished.
and like
Touche,
Joe
Gabe.
Tom says,
Touche.
weird things happen or great things happen in the Honey Bowl.
Well, the cool thing is like when Alamo Heights came, I mean, like we had half the stands was the Alamo Heights parents and the other half was chauffeurs.
As Gabe used to say.
Go ahead, please do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those were
You know,
great.
how many people from Alamo Heights does it take to change a flat tire?
How many?
2. 1 to hold the drinks and 1 to call Daddy.
I love that. Alamo Heights people hate it. Cue Robert Dolnick.
That is true. That is true.
And Jada, don't call me. I know. I know
yes.
you went to Alamo Heights. Don't be upset with me.
Oh,
She will call.
She gonna call
Yeah,
you.
she'll call you.
She'll call you.
Don't you know?
She's already
Don't you
calling you,
know?
don't you know?
Well, when I spoke to Coach Miller today, he mentioned the one thing that you mentioned is relax. We're like, we got nothing to lose. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I've told the guys that, exactly what we talked about. Things can happen at Honey Bowl, and we get a couple breaks, this thing can go our way. But if it goes wrong, that's what everybody's expecting. So don't worry about it one bit. Just go out and play.
Yeah, and have fun.
I know.
Just get out healthy.
I know it's a big task, but it's not impossible. As Coyotes have shown before, it's not impossible. So go Coyotes all the way.
Yes, sir.
Yotes.
Go Yotes. Let's get out there. Go sock them out early. 4 letters. GATA. Go Coyotes.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I just.
It's an acronym.
Yeah, okay. No, I think this bye week worked perfect because now you got Caden Smith back from a concussion last week. You know, you heal up during that bye week, especially when you're facing Goliath. If you're, quote unquote David for everybody else outside of this town, but for the sole fact that you got Mila tossing the coin and you got chamber pick champion Tafoya on the call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
I think
go.
the stars are lining
They
up.
are.
buddies.
Yes, they are.
Eat them up, yo.
Stars are lining up. Yeah, go Coyotes. Good luck, guys.
Well, there we go.
Howl. Let's howl at the moon.
Well, I will say, Miley, now your mom is now my favorite watcher of the show. She's already chimed in and said, great show. Not because Mila's on it, but she said, y'all are all wonderful. It's a great show.
Why, thank you very much.
Yeah, this is now our favorite.
Thank you, Miles Mommy.
Well, I'm so glad.
She will be watching from here on out.
You
may have to
raised
go
a
to
fantastic
basketball.
daughter, and we thank you for letting us
How long
steal
are
it
you
for a
going to be
bit.
here?
I'm leaving on Saturday.
Well, if Uvalde does beat Bernie Friday night, you will have to come back.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you will have to come back.
Of course, of
yeah, we'll
course.
pay for your ticket.
Yep, Grand Marshal of the Homecoming Parade. Here she is.
Well, it's going to be a great night at the Honey Bowl. Please come out. Once again, if you can't be there, catch it on UvaldeRadio.net. But I know they're fired up in the first district game, and I think they've got big hopes for district this year. So please come out to Honey Bowl. And that being said, you want to sing our way out of here?
Yes, we
Yeah.
go. We'll always be loyal and true all through our school days, and when we are through, Uvalde High. Uvalde High. 3 cheers for you. Rah, rah, rah. We pledge our hearts and ourselves to you.
Go, yo!
Coyotes.
Way to go!
Welcome to Keys to the Game with Coach Miller, sponsored by Uvalde Chevrolet. If you've got any vehicle needs, please go down and see the guys at Uvalde Chevrolet. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to take care of you and probably talk a little football while you're there too. So anyway, well, Coach, kind of an off week last week, and I'm sure your kids and your staff kind of enjoyed a week off. Did you get to watch any other football?
No, actually, I had a chance to go watch my daughter play volleyball. So I missed I missed all her Friday games. So I had a chance. They were at home. I got to watch them play. So that was good. I had a couple coaches go watch Somerset and Antonia, and they were the only district team playing. But yeah, we were doing a little volleyball action Friday night.
Well, good. Yeah, I mean, that's got to be an interesting situation, just having a senior girl athlete and having to miss so much of that and stuff. I know she's really involved, and you see her on the field as soon as volleyball games are over. But I know that's got to be tough from a parent's perspective.
It is, and it's been her whole since junior high. We always seem to have football practice when they're playing, but I try to make as many of them as I can. So and she played well Friday night, so I'm glad I was there.
Good. Well, like I said, it's been 2 weeks, and don't want to dwell too much on it, but we'll do a quick wrap up and talk a little bit about Devine. Give me your thoughts on the Devine game.
It was funny because even in warm-ups, you could tell for whatever reason, and we've started so fast all year, other than Jefferson, that they were just kind of like going through the motions. And I don't know if it was the crappy locker room in Devine or just a different setting, but once we started playing in the middle of the second quarter, we outscored them 24-7, and the offense played better, the defense played better. It's just, I don't know, and if I had to answer to that, we'd start fast every week.
Yeah, I did exactly. I mean, coaches love to start fast, but, well, that makes me, I guess it's kind of coach speak more than anything, but you hear a lot about personal accountability, and I'm sure you talk to your kids about that, to be personal accountable on the field to your teammates and off the field and stuff. And so when you walk away from a game like Devine where, it's down to the wire, we had a great comeback right after halftime. I know there's a lot of that in the back of your mind, but I'm sure there's some personal accountability for you when you step back from a game like that. I mean, you probably got a lot of, oh man, if I'd have done this different, I'd done that different or something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You look at it and it's like, it's on me why we didn't start fast, and there's nothing we did any different, but maybe there's some things we need to do different to ensure that happens, and that's always going to be on me how we play, good or bad.
Yeah. Well, is there a specific thing in that game that you wish you would have done differently? I mean,
I wish we would have ran the ball more a little bit those first couple of drives, because once we figured out exactly where they were going to be lined up, we seen Abraham got loose, and then Brody was able to complete a few passes, and the offense kind of started to click. And then defensively, we had a game plan that when we went back to running our base stuff, we played a lot better. And I wish we'd have started out in that.
Okay. Well, yeah, and that's interesting. And a lot of times you're really good at your base stuff,
yeah.
And sometimes as a coach, I guess you can overthink yourself.
And
it
seems like every week I was like, man, y'all play good. Yeah, we just went back to doing what we do. Like, let's do it all the time.
Well, and I know the head coach is no different than being a boss. It's the buck stops there.
Yeah. Stew on it. So we're glad to move on to Bernie this week.
Yeah, well, I don't think sometimes your average fan thinks about that. I mean, as fans, you sit there and you think, golly, if we didn't done this, we didn't done that, and we're bad. Yeah. The fans are bad all week. I can only imagine from y'all's standpoint.
Yeah. I know. I live with a super fan. My wife has asked me numerous questions. Why do you not do this? And when she actually wants headphones and she's not getting them. So, but yeah, we do. I mean, we sit down and we talk, and we all have our own opinions about what we should do and what we shouldn't do. And, I thought, all in all, I think if we just play a little bit better on one of those drives offensively and defensively, we win that game. And then at the very end of the game, when our defense played phenomenal, the fourth quarter, and they stop them and we get it back, it's the simple blocking assignment that we've been doing since I got here, and we got one kid turned the wrong direction, and a guy comes through right up the middle. I mean, it's just, and Jet was wide open too.
Yeah. And that's the thing that was kind of weird about that game. So, Devine came out and really were able to establish a run, and we had a hard time stopping. Mm-hmm. We turned around and came out in the third quarter, and they couldn't stop us.
No.
Then you got into a fourth quarter situation where nobody could move the ball
at all.
And it was like it was a tale of three games almost.
It was. And that fourth quarter we were selling out. If they were going to throw it, it'd have been a touchdown. We were selling out, and we put 8-9 guys in the box, and it worked. We just couldn't move it and go get that final score.
Well, the good news is that was a non-district ball game. Of course, you want to win every one of them, but it doesn't matter this week one bit. And maybe getting in a close game like that will help them going down the road and showing them what they need to do to finish. So
yeah, and I thought, and actually my wife brought this up. I thought that last year when the same type of thing happened, we folded and we lost 42-12. The fight there Friday night when you're down 21-0 instantly, and to come back and take the lead. Not very many teams I've had have done things like that. So I was proud. I was proud of the effort. It's just we didn't execute good for one of the 3 quarters.
All right. Well, yeah, I there's no such thing as a great loss, but if there was a good loss, that may have been a good one to take that way. Well, let's move on to Bernie a little bit. You've got a monumental task this week.
Yes.
I mean, there's no way around that. Bernie coming off a state championship appearance, and a lot of people are picking them to be there again. How do you get your team up for a game like this?
I tell them it's an opportunity to shock the world, and if it doesn't pan out, nobody expects us to win that aren't in this room. We talk about that starting Monday. And I told them 4 years ago yesterday we were playing. I was at Toloso and we were 3-3, and we were playing a 7th in the state ranked Southside team. They turn the ball over 7 times. We convert, and one of those ends up in a safety, and we end up beating those guys 24-21. And we had no business beating them. But my guys believed and they played hard. Yeah. And I told them if they just do what they've been coached to do, let's see what happens in the fourth quarter and see if it's still a game. And Bernie's got a really good football team. They're really well coached. But they have a freshman quarterback, and they lost some key guys from last year. And we had a week to prepare to add some stuff that they haven't seen yet. So we're excited for the opportunity.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure your seniors have reminded you this, and I'm sure you knew already. They did beat Bernie when they were freshmen, and so they know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's just you need a couple breaks to go your way and stuff. And it's funny you brought up the Tolosa Midway game. I went back deep in my memory. Uvalde beat a #1 ranked Cal Allen team that came in here, and I think it was 1988. I know we're going way back, but nobody gave Uvalde a chance and all that, and I think they ended up winning a 1-score game. So it's not impossible.
No, it's not, and I've been a part of it both ways. I remember one year I was at Flower Bluff, and we were a top 20 team. We weren't in the top 10. And we lose the first round playoff game to Mission Vets. And everything that could have gone wrong for us that night did, and they played almost a perfect game. And they ended up beating us by 3 or 4. So, it's possible, and I fully expect us to go out there and play as hard as we can. And I expect to be a game in the second half, which it hasn't been. And I'm glad we got them at home finally. And it's my 3rd year playing them. We've been over there both years.
Yeah. Well, what do you think Bernie's strengths are coming into the game?
They're going to spread you out to try to run the football. They have a good little back, and I was just watching the GP film again earlier today, and I want to say 7 or 8 of the first 10 plays were runs to him. And then they have a really good wide receiver that when he gets in a bind, it's throw it up and go get it, and he's a really good receiver. But, they haven't faced anybody with a Division I cornerback either. I mean, we got a guy that he's been told for 2 weeks, 11's yours. So it's going to be exciting. We're going to try to force the freshman to throw the ball and beat us. He's a good football player. He's the coach's kid, all that kind of stuff. But he's still a freshman, and you know how freshmen can make mistakes if they get pressure on them and things like that. So we're going to do a lot of our stuff, but we're going to try to get some pressure on him. And the main thing we want to do defensively is stop the run. And then on offense, we have to control the clock. I feel like while they're not as good as Bernie, I feel like we beat Wynn and we beat Crystal City because we were able to keep their offense off the field. And that's going to be kind of the goal, be it running the ball with our 3 good backs or a lot of short passes. They'll give you the flats a lot. So, we've been working, and we get 2 weeks to work on it. So,
well, you talked about kind of some of the stuff that we are going to do. I mean, have you done that? Have you seen a weakness in Bernie?
Not many. I mean, they're a really good football team. Pleasanton, who's down a little this year, was able to run the ball on them, and pretty much everybody else is straight spread. So you kind of have a hard time gauging, what you think will work against them. But we feel like we've got a good game plan, and that's part of the issue when you run an older style offense like we're going to try to do. You don't see a lot of it on film. But they have good defensive linemen. They have a really good inside linebacker. And then they have a good secondary. I mean, they're legitimately the 3rd or 4th best team in the state. I mean, there's not a whole lot of weaknesses there.
Well, give me your optimal type of game and outcome on this. I mean, if you had to pick it right now, how would this game go?
We would limit them to 6 to 7 possessions, and we would score after 7 or 8 minute drives, and then defensively we would rattle that quarterback and force him to throw the ball, and maybe have Blanco or Albert Elijah get a couple picks, and have them. They're going to have to turn the ball over for us to win, but if we can do that and get in the fourth quarter to where either we can get a drive to tie it or win it, or get a stop to win it, I think that would be the perfect scenario.
So an old-style football game played in the 20s, huh?
Yeah, that's
in the low 20s.
Your son told me yesterday, I love our 1965 offense this week. So,
well, keep Bernie off the field. That's
the goal, because they want to score fast. I mean, I know they want to run the ball, but they're going to jump up there and snap it real fast and things like that. And we have to be able to get lined up and stop them, and then keep them off the field. I mean, that's the plan this week. I told the kids the magic's number's 3. Snap it at 3 seconds and get 3 yards. If we can do that, we got a chance.
You giving your defensive linemen a little extra running this week to get prepared for Friday night?
Yeah, no, we had a week of conditioning last year too, so last week too. So we're ready to go.
Well, what is now we do transition into district, and you're looking at playoff seeding and possibly who is on the other side, the district we face first. What are some of your district expectations? What have you seen? What do you think that it's going to look like going forward?
Going in the district, and I told them this weeks ago, that after Bernie, the next 3 games define their season. I mean, we got Kennedy, Fredericksburg, Memorial, and if we can take care of business in those games, and I think we have the capabilities, if we don't play like the first quarter against Devine, we have the capabilities to win those 3 games, and then that puts you in that Somerset game with a chance to get second place, or if they should upset Bernie, a chance to tie for first. And I think that's very doable. And then, obviously you look to that other district, and Davenport's probably the best team in that district. I know Lampasas has been playing well. What's crazy is Canyon Lake won that district last year, and I think they've only won 1 game this year. But you want to try to finish in the top 2. You feel like if you finish in the top 2 that you have a chance to win that playoff game. That's what's been 22 years. I mean, we've talked about winning that game since we started off season last year.
And I think Davenport's been playing pretty well.
Yeah. Well, and then just to throw this out there, Davenport's playing well, but their coach told me he doesn't know when realignment comes out if they're going to be 5A or 6A next year. Yeah. You're talking about a school with 2,400 students in it.
Well, and they're quite a bit bigger, but I think that's the case with this week's opponent too. I don't think they will be in this district next year.
He is told. In fact, he asked me. He goes, "Look, we're going up. You want to keep playing?" I was like, "Hell no, I don't want to keep playing."
Well, it's funny. You've seen a lot of communities around us grow a whole lot, and Union Valley's probably very similar to their enrollment it was in 1990 when I was in school here, and so that makes it difficult for fans to watch. And
yeah, and my hometown's the same way. I mean, it's 45 miles south of Boston, an hour and 15 minutes to San Antonio, and I want to say they graduated the exact same number of kids last year as the year I graduated in '88. So yeah. I mean, some towns just stay the same size.
Well, like I said, we got a huge task ahead of us on Friday night, but it's not doable, and I know these kids are excited to play, and y'all give them your best.
Yeah, please come support them. I mean, they've worked really hard for 2 weeks for this opportunity, and I'm excited about it. It's kind of a no-lose situation here, so hopefully we go out and we play well and we do the things that we think we need to do to win the game and see what happens in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's a great point there. It's nothing but relax.
Yeah.
Because what can go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and I've told them that. I said, we have the opportunity to be close in the fourth quarter and maybe win the game. And if it's not, that's what everybody expects, and we need to be able to move on to the next 3 opponents.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're talking next week about a huge upset and moving on to next week at 2-0. But all the best, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.